In this video, we are going to talk about the empirical rule. And so basically what the empirical rule tells us is that if we have a set of data and it is bell-shaped, or it's a bell-shaped curve, then we can say approximately 68% of the data are within one standard deviation of the mean. So 68% are within one standard deviation of the mean, and that goes both ways. So here's the mean in the middle. If we add one standard deviation, that would give us the upper limit. If we subtract one standard deviation, that would give us the lower. All right, the empirical rule also says that 95% of the data are going to fall within two standard deviations of the mean. And then finally, 99.7% of the data are going to fall within three standard deviations of the mean. So again, those numbers are 68, 95, and 99.7. So 68, 95, and 99.7. So you've got one standard deviation, two standard deviations, and three standard deviations. So when we apply this empirical rule, if they tell us something such as, suppose that IQ scores have a bell-shaped distribution, so here's my bell shape, with a mean of 98, so that would be right in the center, and a standard deviation of 13. Now, if we take 98 and we add 13, that would put us at 111 at the cutoff point here. And if we take 98 and we subtract 13, then that would put us at a cutoff point of 85. And then if we did it again, if we added another 13, then we would have another cutoff up here of 124. And then if we subtracted 13 again, we would have another lower cutoff at 72. And then we could do it one more time. If we added 13, then we'd have a 137 up here. And if we subtracted 13, then we would be left with 59 down here. Now, they don't ask you to do all that for every problem. So let's look at what they actually did ask us to do here. They wanted to know what percentage of the scores are between 85 and 111. So you have to figure out, well, how many standard deviations are we looking at between 85 and 111? And in that case, you're only looking at one standard deviation, so you would say that it is 68% of the data. Now, had the question said something like, what percentage of the data are between 72 and 124? Then you would have answered with 95%. Or had the question said something like, what percentage of the data are between 59 and 137? Then you could have said 99.7%. So that's how you imply the empirical rule.